Over 7 days, 18 men and women compete in a variety of events staged amidst the dramatic and beautiful scenery of Wales.
England's captain is former undefeated world champion boxer Terry Marsh.
Scotland are led by international rugby football star Gavin Hastings.
An Olympic cross-country skier, Ruben Crowell, is skipper of Holland.
Leading France is another Olympic winter sportsman, speed skater Jean-Noël Fagot.
Commonwealth Games canoeist and World Superstars competitor Alan Bates is Northern Ireland's captain.
The leader of Wales is former rugby international outside half Gareth Davies.
Introduced by John Taylor
and Stella Meyer-Thomas.
Well, here's proof that the weather in Snowdonia can change dramatically. We've moved from the lovely sunshine of Llyn Gerionnydd to the mists of the Dinorwig slate quarries, hundreds of feet above the Llanberis Pass. And inside the mountain we stand on is the Dinorwig Power Station, the largest of its kind in Europe, which produces enormous reserves of energy for the national grid.
But on the slopes of the mountain, there are still many of the features and trappings of the old quarry. And it's these we shall be utilising for the 3 events that complete this stage. They're all relatively short, but very explosive, and they'll really test to the limit aching and sore muscles. They'll also require a good deal of nerve, so maybe this time it'll be the bravest team that wins. In their quest for the Triton Showers Trophy, a variety of disciplines first took the competitors over the rolling hills of South Wales on one of the toughest of military assault courses.
Then it was on to Mid-Wales for the great dams and reservoirs of the Elan Valley and the beach and dunes of Ynys Las on the western coast.
In North Wales, they've raced on all-terrain bicycles through a pine forest, then canoed and coracled on a high mountain lake.
Now, on the 6th day of the competition, they're going to experience something quite different.
Once again, it's the familiar sight of orange shirts up front as Van der Bosch and Crowell show the way.
In its heyday, the Dinorwig quarry employed 2,000 men and sent its slates all over the world. Much of the work was back-breaking and hazardous too, for hidden dangers lurked all round its awesome galleries and ledges.
The Dutch have been remarkable performers since recovering from a modest start. Coming from the flatlands of Holland, the feel of a mountain underfoot is unfamiliar to 2 of the team. However, long-distance skier Ruben Crowell has lived and trained extensively in Sweden in recent years and is well used to sharp inclines and sudden drops. Among the dangers facing the following pack is the risk of being hit with chunks of slate dislodged by the runners up front.
No such problem for the Dutchman. For years, Dutch athletes deprived of hills have trained by running up steps in skyscraper buildings. It'll never have been quite like this, though.
Already feeling the strain, Nandi Doboj of England must dread the prospect of the 463 steps ahead. A good effort, though, by Dave Clark of England, who refuses to let the Dutch flyers out of his sight.
and Wales closely contest third place, while Scotland's Gavin Hastings and Tony Lever have fallen behind.
Welsh substitute Sean Parry has now found extra reserves of energy to bid for third place, ahead of Olympic speed skater Jean-Noël Fagot, captain of the French team.
Far below, Pete Spence of Northern Ireland, Louisa Stiger of France, and England's Terry Marsh are struggling. Clark of England would gamely challenge the Dutch masters, finds his legs turning into lumps of lead. The Netherlanders tiptoe their way towards the finish of the first event, and it's another personal triumph for the Olympic long-distance skier.
Very hard. You have to go full speed all the time because I think it only takes 3 or 4 minutes.
Still determined to claim third place, Sean Parry of Wales now has his teammate Angela Carson immediately behind him. Gavin Hastings, Scotland's rugby fullback, makes a gallant effort to raise his 15 stones step by step.
Towards the rear, Zwartkruis of Holland, Roberts and Bates of Northern Ireland, Stiger of France, followed by Northern Ireland's Spence and England's Marsh.
Sean Parry of Wales gets his third place.
Fourth for Angela Carson of Wales.
Joint fifth for the French.
Dave Clark of England settles for 7th place.
In last but one place, Army PTI Jackie Gilchrist of Scotland.
Lever takes 8th place for Scotland. Followed by his captain, Gavin Hastings.
There's still some suffering going on, and no one's feeling the strain more than England's captain, Terry Marsh, unless it's Welsh skipper, Gareth Davies.
Gavin, just about all you needed at this stage of the week, huh?
The legs. It's all the effort that goes into your legs, and it's just a killer. It really is tough. You got to just keep going. Try and keep a pace up without going too quickly.
We start too fast, and after your legs is like wood, a piece of wood.
Well, the Dutch team set a very fast pace, and you tried to keep up with them.
At the beginning, we tried to catch him, but it's impossible. I don't know.
Did you work out something between you? Who was going to take the lead?
No.
You just went for it?
Yes.
All right, Louisa?
Marche un peu. Marche un peu. On va masser les jambes.
Dave, good run from you.
Thanks.
Right up with the leaders.
Well, at the start it was, yeah, but the mountain goats got me on the steps, I'm afraid. My legs gave way.
The mountain goats from the Zai to Z.
Yeah, all over the place. I don't know where they come from, but they're mountain goats.
I thought boxers weren't meant to be flat on their back.
This is the first time, and why this competition's gone, it won't be the last. The Irishman's to blame. He teased me all the way up the hill. He was making out he was tired. I got within touching distance of him, and he kicked on.
I don't like the fast starts. I prefer to warm up slowly.
I was even ahead of you on stage.
Oh, yeah.
After 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, Gareth, have you got the strength for the next event?
Well, I'm going to have strength, I think. It's a captain's event next, so 6 of us are on starters' orders, yes.
How are you on heights and ladders?
Oh, I don't like them, but I think it's a case of looking up, I think, not down.
Slate has been extracted from the Dinorwic quarry for centuries. Men toiled here in all weathers and sometimes stayed at their workstations for a full week at a time. Our competitors will wish to stay only as long as it takes to complete some exhausting events. Challenge number 2 is for the captains only. Each one timed against the clock.
It's really just a burnout. It was hard though. Your legs again, just from the first race, they're still tightening up, going up the ladders. But it was good.
Gavin Hastings is certainly an explosive performer on the rugby field, so he could find this short event to his liking.
But that 15-stone frame could also be a handicap once more. Can the other rugby man, Gareth Davies of Wales, better Gavin Hastings' 54 seconds?
Gareth, it wasn't much of a break after the other one, and using exactly the same muscles, really.
Yes, that's right. The pain was a shorter period to endure, I think. It's just the short sprint and then up the ladders.
Gareth is much lighter than Gavin, yet he's already a few seconds down on the Scottish captain's time.
But the figure I found is on the third ladder especially, you were losing a bit of coordination because obviously legs were getting tired and you were trying to rush to get up to the top. I think it was the longest flight. So you were thinking you were getting to the top, but still a few steps away. But not quite enjoyable.
A good run by Gareth Davies, but it will now be up to the Dutch dynamo to put the other times in perspective. The economics student from Utrecht is a highly accomplished winter sportsman, but this is nothing like sliding over the ice and snow, or is it?
Ruben, was that trouble on the way up?
First step on the ladder, I slipped away.
You seem to have enormous power. Just tell us a little bit about cross-country skiing. I believe, in fact, you live and train in Sweden.
Yeah, I do. With cross-country skiing, you use your whole body all the time. So it's very well for an event like this.
Everybody's been sort of thinking, oh, now the Dutch doing so well, it's flat in Holland. But we start to learn that there's a bit more to it than that.
Yeah. I train a lot in the hills, but they're a little bit shorter than they are here and not that steep. What's the time?
Taking the lead, 51.31, which is 3 seconds better than Gavin Hastings, who went first.
Alan Bates of Northern Ireland gained a silver medal in the 500-metre canoe sprint at the 1986 Commonwealth Games. He can run too.
I slipped once in the ladder coming up, but the thing is just to try and get a nice momentum going. Oh boy, after that first run, it's really hard in the legs.
Alan, you seem to be getting stronger as the week goes on.
I think actually I'm getting fitter each day. I'm not used to this type of competition, so you need to adapt it and practice for it.
Alan, himself a diabetic, counsels young sufferers from the illness and shows by his own example that strenuous sports need not be avoided.
The Irish captain matched Reuben Crow's fast time. A challenge is now on for England's captain, ex-fireman Terry Marsh.
Not a lot of people know this, but the former undefeated world light welterweight boxer was also a London Schools chess champion.
Well, Terry, for a man who used to be a fireman, you must have had a distinct advantage on the ladders.
Yeah, I lost it on the running, but I think I made up ground on the ladders, but not enough, I'm afraid. First a couple of seconds too slow.
Terry's time is the 4th best. Last man to go is Olympic speed skater Jean-Noël Fagot of France. "32-year-old Fagot from Chamonix has been in the French speed skating team for 10 years and has already secured his place in the Olympic squad for Albertville in 1992.
I couldn't start so fast as I want because I get an injury behind here.
Hamstring.
1 month ago.
You're carrying a little bit of a hamstring injury. Are you beginning to feel it as your muscles get tighter with the more events you do?
More I do events, better I feel me better because I get more warm. Because the last event we start very cold. I have to be careful.
Fagot comes in with the slowest time, but France maintains second place overall. There's no stopping Holland, though. They managed to increase their lead at every stage.
Well, what goes up must come down, and for our competitors, that means a very hairy race indeed. They've got to run, first of all, down one of the old tramways, which includes 2 very steep inclines. Then they pick up their mountain bikes and sprint for about a kilometre down through the hairpins, dropping 300 feet.
What would the quarrymen have made of these bursts of energy and colour? There was little to brighten the lives of workers here. Low wages, poor nutritional standards, illness and injury were the rewards for a lifetime of toil in dismal surroundings. Life expectancy was cruelly brief. If the damp and TB didn't get you first, there was the constant risk of falling rocks.
Despite all this, the working community subscribed to a high moral code. They had a burning sense of pride and a strong culture which shaped their character. Without doubt, though, the craftsmen, the poets and singers would have envied the fitness of these young people.
My sort of thing, I was tremendously nervous before I started because I knew what was ahead of me and I knew I just had to go eyeballs out, but I was so scared of falling, really was, really worried.
Out of the cups in the top, I was probably 3rd. I just have no sprint, you know, but I had to do it all on the incline, and it was quite difficult.
When we had to start, I slipped, and then I had to run downstairs, but I'm so scared, you know, and but I made it, and that's the important thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I didn't make my last wheel, so I had to be careful.
Were you first onto the bikes?
Yes, yeah. Well, I knew if the person first on the bikes would probably win, because there's no way you can pass.
The competitors have had several outings during the week on all-terrain bikes and achieved varying levels of success. This time, they'll certainly need their wits and a strong dose of courage on a steep and tortuous ride down to the finish. It's the hairpin bends which are feared most.
Well, you had to measure the worth of going around them fast, really. Well, I was slowing right down for everyone and just sprinting out to everyone. Because if you just one tumble and that's it.
twice. We must be lucky, I think, because 10 meters after, I arrived on a bike and my thigh flat. So I push on the legs, but that's not enough. During all the turn, I was sliding, but that's right.
It was pretty tricky. You didn't know whether to take it easy or just, you know, let your inhibitions run free and just go for it. But I think I was probably doing a bit of both.
With the northern escarpments of Snowdon as a fitting backdrop to the action, Sean Parry is on his way to the first individual win for Wales in the competition. Sean, a baker by trade, came in as a substitute for the injured David Davis. He'll relish this victory on home territory. But guess who's second? And what's more, who's third?
I was really pleased to get that guy in the sprint and the bike. That was a fantastic feeling. He just suffered and stumbled, and I was just lucky.
Again, it's been a tale of very mixed fortunes. Not for the first time this week, Gavin Hastings carries his machine. And there's a moment of concern for the Welsh camp. Overcome with pain, their captain has collapsed at the finish. He'd gone over the handlebars at the last bend, but bravely carried on.
No. The ribs are just a big.
Is it just a bit? Gareth, is there a real problem?
I don't know yet. It just feels as if I was under a go. You know, being kicked in the ribs by somebody, but...
Well, we've got a nurse here.
Oh, excellent. Can you have a look at this? No, I just went over the handlebars, I think, and I think as the handlebars turned, I think he dug into me. The forceps, okay, it hit my head, I think.
At what point of the race is that?
Just on there. As we come to the final slope, so I was trying to keep off somebody. I'm not sure one of the Irish or Scotsmen, and I think I was all right. I was ahead, you know.
Sean, David would be proud of you. Did it go well?
Yeah. He said he'd beat me up if I didn't finish first.
just if I'd been kicked in the ribs or something, behind you.
Don't worry, I was only joking about the swim in the morning.
Right to there. Oh, yeah. Oh,
is that real ice?
Fight cards.
Because you don't want that frozen stuff.
Oh. 99. It is. Where's your back? There it comes. Hold you on that. I keep that as a memento of the week.
And I think tomorrow is also a day for the Welsh.
Tomorrow, they're gonna go up Snowdon like it wasn't there.
Yeah.
I know. You fancy a training run? Come on, let's get up there now.
So, all minds beginning to concentrate on tomorrow's momentous challenge, the Snowdon race. But as a matter of priority, Gareth Davis must be taken to Bangor Hospital by the quickest means possible to have those ribs examined.
With one stage to go then, Holland have consolidated their place at the top of a table which has changed little during the last three events. But as the infamous Snowdon mists begin to gather, it remains to be seen whether the all-conquering Dutch can maintain their superiority in this Triton Showers Trophy Challenge. Over 7 days, 18 men and women compete in a variety of events staged amidst the dramatic and beautiful scenery of Wales.
England's captain is former undefeated world champion boxer Terry Marsh.
Scotland are led by international rugby football star Gavin Hastings.
An Olympic cross-country skier, Ruben Crowell, is skipper of Holland.
Leading France is another Olympic winter sportsman, speed skater Jean-Noël Fagot.
Commonwealth Games canoeist and World Superstars competitor Alan Bates is Northern Ireland's captain.
The leader of Wales is former rugby international outside half Gareth Davies.
Introduced by John Taylor
and Stella Meyer-Thomas. Over 6 days involving a dozen different disciplines, the teams have blazed an exhausting trail through Wales in their quest for the Triton Showers Trophy. And at last, they come to Snowdon, the mightiest mountain in Wales. And there's no rest on the 7th day for them.
The Dutch have a clear and well-deserved lead. Can they maintain it?
Well, here we are at last, waiting at the finish of the very final stage of our competition. Just one event this time, but what a killer it is.
The race starts at Bwlch and the route takes them to the summit of Crib Goch, across the knife edge and around the horseshoe before the final ascent. For the captains, it's a little easier. They start at the summit of Crib Goch, where they're picked up by the other 2 team members.
In fact, there's a danger that there won't be a Welsh team in this event. They've used the only substitute they're allowed, and the rules state that all 3 team members must at least start this event. You remember that stage 5 ended with the Welsh captain, Gareth Davies, having a horrendous fall from his mountain bike and being helicoptered off to Bangor Hospital.
How's it going, Gareth, after your fall yesterday?
No, it's okay. Good news, really. The fact there's nothing broken, and I just bruised ribs, so slight problems breathing coming up there, especially when you're getting tired, but and also stretching out when it actually came to climbing rocks, you know. But when it's just a case of getting the legs going, it's all right, but hanging on to something, it's a slight problem.
Take your marks.
Snowdon is the most raced-up mountain in Wales. There are several recognised routes to the top, but this competition has chosen for its starting point Bwlch Moch, literally translated as the pass or hollow of the pigs. Outdoor pursuits of this kind couldn't take place without the full cooperation of various bodies concerned with encouraging responsible use of the countryside. The Snowdonia National Park is particularly sensitive about the problem of erosion of pathways.
It's comparatively easy running at the start, but now the competitors not only face the daunting ascent of the first summit, but also sense potential danger in the rapidly developing wisps of mountain mist.
Once again, it's a Dutchman who's driven to the front. Pim van der Bosch, the graphics designer from Ooston, has an ambition to be the best triathlete in the world. In second place, physiotherapist Angela Carson of Wales wants to compete in the Himalayas Marathon. She's in her element here, without a doubt, and determined to do well on her home patch. Getting support from teammate Sean Parry, she's even pulled away from Luc Bellon, an experienced mountain rescue man from Chamonix in the French Alps.
Below Bellon, England's Dave Clark tries to get away from Sian Roberts, the Welsh girl who unselfishly agreed to join the Northern Ireland team as a substitute. The Snowdon cloud clings to the summit of Crib Goch as if lying in wait to ambush the first who dares ascend. Jacqueline Alexandra Gilchrist of Scotland, known to her army colleagues as Legs, is a PTI with a good inter-services athletics pedigree. She confesses, though, not to be happy on mountains.
Yet the man from Europe's lowlands has taken a great liking to the highest crags of England and Wales. Pim van der Bosch has a degree in window dressing, which can safely be said to be of little use to him at this moment.
The Welsh pair, Sean Parry and Angela Carson, keep their grip on second position.
Van der Bosch only a few footholds from the first summit, Crib Goch, the Red Comb. At the summit, Van der Bosch's arrival is awaited by his captain, Ruben Kraull. A touch and the Dutch superstar is triggered into action.
The Welsh pair, however, know that the captain who awaits them is still bravely nursing painful bruises. At least the Welsh have been able to resist the challenge of the man from the French Alps.
And it'll be a grateful Gareth Davies who sees them arrive so quickly, despite genuine fears of the horrors ahead. But if the Crib Goch parapet is no place for the nervous, what can be said of the dreaded knife edge a little further along?
The Flatlanders in front seem to be showing a curious disregard for the 1,000-foot drops on either side of the ledge. But they'll need to be sure-footed on a ridge which sadly claims lives year after year. As French mountain man Luc Bellon signals his arrival to team captain Jean-Noël Fagot, the Olympic speed skater, the mist thickens even more for their assault on the knife edge.
Sean Parry and Angela Carson, who've successfully crossed the worst section of the knife edge, have eased ahead of their captain. The mist now fits Crib Goch like a glove. Fortunately, the competitor who stepped in to replace an injured member of the Ulster team is Welsh girl Sian Roberts, who knows her way over these rocks.
And wishing he had some local knowledge is Dave Clark of England. A competition swimmer and water polo player, Clark must be wondering what he's done to deserve this. Whilst Gareth Davies dreams of glory on the rugby field. And Scottish all-rounder Tony Lever struggles.
Alan Bates and Terry Marsh, skippers of Northern Ireland and England respectively, wait for their mates.
What's your name? Good girl, good girl. Nice to meet you.
As an anxious Gavin Hastings, the Scottish captain, gets away at last, there's been a dramatic turn involving the leadership. Ruben Kraull, the Dutch captain, who's been immaculate in every move throughout the week, appears to be lost.
The near vertical wall below the knife edge is no place to get lost even in good weather. Ruben Kraull, it seems, is in terrible trouble. He's joined by his loyal teammate in what has literally become a cliffhanger. Terry Marsh won't be scared, but he'll be careful, prudently picking out each foothold until he's over the razor edge.
English colleague Dave Clark looks for a slightly longer but safer route. And Gavin Hastings follows in his tracks.
A break in the cloud allows the case of the missing Dutchman to be solved. Whilst Crowell and Van der Bosch went off on their diversion, Welshman Sean Parry assumed the lead. Now he sees the blonde bombshell come out of the darkness to haunt him again.
And the Dutchman will be delighted that Irma, though some way behind, is bravely overcoming her terror of high places.
On the right-hand side. Okay. Okay, and your hand on the top for support. Okay. All the way. I'll be along soon.
I manage.
Climbing the rocks wasn't so difficult as actually running up the hills, because I could rely more on my arms then rather than just my legs. That's why I overtook Pete on the hills, on the actual climbing bit, because I got past him, took better routes and managed to get away from him.
Okay, Pete. Yeah. The bad news is that your bottle of Lucozade got broken. Never mind. By your teammate. Don't cover me up. You want anything? No, fine. Okay. Keep your hand on the right hand.
Of all the fearsome places around Snowdon, the knife edge on Crib Goch must be the ultimate test to anyone worried about heights.
We had to pass a ritual. Do you call it a ritual?
Edge.
An edge. And I was so scared. And I was standing there, and I thought, no way, I'm going further.
Oh, that was all right, actually. I quite liked that bit.
Yeah, just to the left.
I was so shaken. So Nigel saw it, and he gave me a hand, and that's how I finished that part. But he said, you want to marry me? I said, no way, I'd never marry a mountain man, otherwise I had to come up and I'd never do that again. So,
Irma's trepidation is shared by several other competitors, including Mandy Doboj of England. She wants to freeze, but bravely keeps moving. Whilst the amazing Ruben Crowell is able to run through the walls of cloud almost without hesitation.
There seems to be no limit to the ability of the Dutch long-distance skiing champion, who now leads the way confidently towards the next pinnacle, known as Crib Ysgil. And Welshman Parry, having lost one Dutchman, is determined to stick to the other.
Ruben Crowell arrives at the rock wall of Crib Ysgil with a lead of about 25 metres. Is it enough to keep Sean Parry, a keen climber, away?
I didn't expect him to go off to have such a lead on top. I knew if I had a lead of maybe half a minute on Crib Goch, I could have held Ruben off probably.
Ruben was fresh, and the way Pim started, I knew there was no way I was going to catch him. Had there been a bit of downhill, I'd have overtaken him, but with it just being uphill, his fitness showed, you know, he's a lot fitter than me.
Pim went so well to begin with.
At the beginning, he was rather behind me, but he came closer and closer.
I didn't have a good race. Pim nearly catch me in the end. I hurt my ankle also, but I didn't have a good race. Went wrong twice also, but didn't feel that well today. I was happy I was the captain, so I didn't have to run that far.
Downhill, he was faster than me, and uphill, I was happy that the last part was uphill. I came past him.
Yes, Sean Parry, who came in as a substitute, has discharged his duties well, although on this occasion, he's had to concede to the men from the Netherlands.
the banner, that's the banner, that's the banner.
The triumphant trio, who commanded the race from the start, will now switch their attentions to the progress of the others in their team.
Sian Roberts, the Welsh replacement in Ulster's team, is doing well in 7th place. And so is her dog in 8th place.
Try to run with the head, because at the beginning, I remember I told to Louisa, we must go slowly, because if we start too fast, the legs are not enough strong. We have not the same legs like our captain.
Angela Carson of Wales is running a wonderful race in 4th.
Down in 11th and 12th places, Dave Clark and Terry Marsh of England.
Well, I thought the finish was a lot nearer than it actually was, and I kept shouting out, you know, where's shout for the finish? Where am I? Well, I didn't have a clue. But next time I'll have to take a compass.
The French are 5th and 6th. Luc Bellon, the mountain man from Chamonix, is followed by his captain, speed skater Jean-Noël Fagot.
The worst part was actually going downhill with the effect of a chest vibrating, I think, or being jarred on the way, and that was the worst part. Was that the flats were okay, really. It's a slow jog.
For me, it's very tough. I don't like running uphill. And I think it was a great experience, and we've met some really nice people, and we've seen the country in nice weather.
Sian Roberts for Northern Ireland, plus faithful partner Sinead.
Tony Lever of Scotland, plus his faithful partner, Gavin Hastings.
I think it was the previous 6 days that were catching up with you in the last 300-400 metres there, and really the lungs were going and the legs were just feeling like 10 tons each.
Got lost in the mist a little bit. I mean, you don't know how far you've got to go. It's very, very painful.
Yeah.
You've only seen the finish about 100 yards away. Go. Well done. We're at the summit of Cribbleisco now.
Nearly there.
First summit, second summit.
How far must we go now?
Another 10 minutes to the top.
Good grief.
Nearly there.
Gareth Davis, the Welsh captain, can't be acclaimed too strongly for his brave performance following that painful bike crash.
All right. How far is it? You're almost on the summit now.
There'll be deserved praise, too, for the man whose infectious sense of humour has been a memorable feature of the competition.
Climb every mountain. Need a coffee, boy?
Jackie Gilchrist is briefly tempted to leap on the down train, but thinks better of it.
Dave Clark of England, followed by his team skipper.
Come on, Terry. Come on, Terry. What's the matter? What's the matter, Terry?
Top of the world, Ma! Top of the world!
Great, to be at the top of Snowdon.
First time?
First time ever, yes, yeah.
Perhaps you can come on the train
Maybe the
next
last.
All the way, come on!
Third girl home is France's Louisa Stiger in 14th place.
Well run, Louisa. Well run. Great run, dear. Well done. Great run.
Well done.
Up here!
Jackie Gilchrist, 15th, and so grateful to see the Finnish banner.
Yes, Jack.
Well done. Well done.
Plucky Irma Zwartkruis, all her fears now behind her, has to draw on her last reserves to hold off the threat of Pete Spence of Northern Ireland. Well, the rescue team can relax now, for the arrival of Mandy Doboj means that all the competitors have finished safely.
Has the whole competition been tougher than you thought, or just about what you expected?
Interesting to do. I have made canoe, kayak, or many sports like this, and now I would like to do it again.
The whole week's been good. The teams have stuck well together, helped each other along. Glad it's over, though. I was absolutely shattered.
Nevertheless, have you enjoyed the week?
Definitely. Now I've got here, yes.
Sort of competition that you'd do again?
The whole week, you mean?
When we invited?
I would like to.
Very well.
But I take some training and lessons for how to climb a mountain.
How do you feel now after all the events are finished?
Happy.
Happy.
The final positions show the mastery of the Dutch, who came, saw and conquered the hills of Wales, not only with their competitiveness, but also with their charming modesty.
So, the deserving winners receive their trophies and a total of £3,000 prize money from Mr. Keith Dixon, Managing Director of Triton Showers.
Tim van der Bosch. And their captain, Ruben Crowell.